Hello and welcome to Casting Roles, a persistent D&D campaign played by a bunch of theater nerds. Thank you for joining us. If you're liking the show, please don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. And if you want to find us on social media, we're on Twitter at Casting Roles and on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Casting Roles ILM. Our videos are uploaded on our YouTube channel every Friday. But with no other announcements, we'll go ahead and start the show. So ticket takers, after traveling through Azalor, you made your way to the Temple of Suvanar, fought through the puzzles of the halls, faced the Hydra Guardian, and then descended into the Zephrysite healing chamber deep beneath the temple, where you encountered the dragon Naginda, the Empyrean, the immortal dragon of the god Suvanar. After waking him up, he offered to each of you a boon from the various different dragons and gods, and then offered Marlo the opportunity to free herself from her Lycan curse. Marlo did battle with the Raiden's avatar within herself, and with the aid of the spirits of all of her friends. That was not a reference to the Dreamwalkers. Is it Dreamwalkers, Ronnie? Yes, the Freddy the Dream Warriors. Freddy, like Nightmare on Elm Street. But after defeating him, was given a brand new boon from Naginda. Meanwhile, the ticket takers were guarding Naginda and Mar during this transformation, and were attacked by the twins, the generals of Ahriman's legion of Draconid soldiers, who had been held off briefly by the Seafoam Empress, but they had managed to fight their way through here. And so after a few rounds of battle, preventing them from approaching Naginda, Marlo suddenly came out of the torrent of energy that Naginda had created and landed in front of you. And I believe that the last words that Marlo said were, "Stay away from my dragon." But ticket takers, we pick up there on Marlo, your turn, reminding everybody what they're seeing as you go into action here.
Yeah, so Mar is first you notice that the armor that they've been wearing, that they got from the Order of the Lycanthrope. That was the word I wanted. I instantly forgot about becoming
it's gone.
a werewolf.
It's gone.
Wow, that really worked.
It is now scales that look very similar to Nikita. And then they are somewhat transparent, like you can like see through Mar, and they're like blurred, like they're moving through time differently. They're also a little bit buff now, which is weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
And the hair color changed again?
Yes.
It's blue.
It's like sea colored.
Yeah. It's like a very like pale blue.
All right. Well, it's your go, Mar.
Okay. So who's near me?
So right now, you've got Alpha and Omega are kind of equal distance from you, right here. And then Kaimana is facing off against Omega, and Saurus is facing off against Alpha.
Okay, let me get...
There's the one other creature, right?
What's that?
Is there another thing behind Ronnie's character?
No. You guys took out all of the Draconids.
Okay, that must be Amala.
That's Aryan Squall Leader. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Let me get in flanking with Saurus on Alpha.
Okay. So you see Marlo like dash through space almost like a blur, and suddenly just like, it's very much like the Dragon Ball Z like teleportation moves, like, and then she appears behind Alpha there. Yep.
As someone who moves like a blur himself, Saurus is suitably impressed.
I think that Marlowe is now faster than Saurus.
Whoa.
And I would like to like just to get this like so nobody thinks Mars overpowered. This is a transformed state. Mars not like perma
Yes.
buff.
Yes,
the fuck
no,
out.
yeah.
This is similar to being a lycanthrope in that I can do this. And then I'm after a minute, I'm like, whoa, okay, back to normal.
Yeah.
So,
Jace, you said that with the misapprehension that any of us would have cared if Mar was overpowered. Personally, I'm all for that.
Yeah.
well, we'll see in a second here. Okay, so Josh, let me talk this through because it's my first time.
Yes, absolutely.
Going through these things.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to use my action to attack.
Yep.
With extra attack, I get 2 attacks.
So you have 2 attacks. Mm-hmm.
Yes, and then with my extra action, I'm going to attack again.
So you have 3
and
attacks.
then with my bonus action, I'm going to attack.
Yeah, so Mar has 4 attacks.
4 attacks.
Yes. Oh.
Okay.
And I get advantage because of flanking.
You do. Yeah.
And then Mar's going to throw sneak attack on one of these.
Yes.
Okay. The first one, wow, these are so bad. Okay, wow, I really hyped myself up. The first one is an 18.
That misses.
Okay, unfortunate. We're figuring it out.
Mar's getting used to the way that her body is moving.
Okay,
yeah.
and that's a 31.
That'll definitely hit.
Okay, we were just getting into it. And then that's a 25.
So what you see happen is that as you go to strike Alpha, Kaimana, you see this Omega suddenly like casts and a shield appears in front of Omega, but at the exact same moment it appears in front of Alpha and that third attack bounces off the shield.
Oh, now you've made her angry.
Okay, and then that's going to be a... 27.
So you have 2 hits. So you have 2 of your attacks made contact.
A respectable 2 hits.
Yes.
We'll take it. Okay. Oh, I forgot to put the lightning up on my sword. Can we just, or not the lightning, the ice.
The ice, yeah.
Yeah, I'll do it next turn. I forgot.
That's all right.
Okay, so first attack is that, and then sneak attack is this. Okay, so that's what are you? 4. 20 on the first.
Okay.
And what are you? 16 on the second.
16.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. At the end of your turn, Omega is going to use a legendary action, and he is going to strike out at you with his glaive. That is a 28 to hit, which will definitely hit. Where's his glaive? Where's his glaive? Oh, there it is. Okay. That is 18 points of slashing damage, and that's really low. 4 points of lightning damage. As he kind of slams into you with the glaive. All right. At the end of Marlowe, you want to stay where you are, Marlowe, or shift around? You're good there?
Yeah, I'll hang.
Cool. So at the end of your turn, all of you hear suddenly like the flashing of wings behind you, and the fog cloud around Naginda vanishes as he kind of takes a couple steps forward, and He suddenly releases this torrent of watery energy that just swamps through the entire space. And for each of you, you feel like this warm energy wash over you, but then it slams into each of the twins. Omega gets thrown back 15 feet. Alpha is not affected by that. And then each of you heal for 18 hit points. And the flourish of energy from Naginda as he uses the last of his current reserve of energy, each of you immediately hit level 13.
No way.
And meanwhile, he shrinks. And you see suddenly in his place a otter, a Lutrinian, pops down. Yeah,
his shape changed into a Lutrinian.
He does. That's so one of Naginda's favored forms when he's not in dragon form is Lutrinian.
I mean, who can blame him, honestly?
Yep. Absolutely.
Do we need to take a minute to level, or are we doing it after the combat?
So it will not affect like your current hit points, but just in the sense of like you can go ahead and level up, and then when like as you're waiting for your turn to get there, you can start kind of like using those abilities immediately. Yeah. I think Kaimana just got access to level 6 spells. So
meta magic baby, let's fucking go. Okay.
And Source's HP AC just went up by 1.
Yeah.
So he is now at AC of 22.
Nice. And everybody's proficiency went up to 5.
This is gonna be nasty.
What am I going to do, gang? Am I going to go for ability score improvement or feat?
I don't know what your ability scores are now.
Too good.
They're pretty good.
Go for a feat.
Pretty good. Okay.
True.
I could also run to Rogue and get expertise and stuff, but I don't know if that's super needed for more expertise.
I took skill expert as a feat, so it raises one thing by 1 point, which I used in wisdom. And then it gives me an extra skill and proficiency and an extra expertise.
Nice.
So for you guys, if you could give me input, should I take that proficiency in survival, animal handling, or what's the other? Yeah, survival or animal handling.
Probably survival.
No, Josh, I get a 7th level spell.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, 7th levels.
Oh, that's nasty.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
I think Abel now has 4th level spells too.
Father, the sleeper has awakened.
Mm-hmm. While you guys are looking at that, Naginda action surges.
Yes, Dad.
And he's going to he leaps over and charges forward. And he's going to fire off, let's see. He's going to fire off a scorching ray, except for him, it's like these bursts of watery energy that just penetrates through each of them. And he's going to fire off all 3 at Omega. All 3 of those hit. Right. So 24 points of damage to Omega from Naginda. Which takes us to Abel's turn.
Let's go, Abel.
You're muted.
That was very quick. One moment.
Oh, the artificer level up.
He has to pick his level 4
I
spells.
didn't get anything except for spells. Some prepared spells.
Yeah.
That's okay. You're going to come up with something nasty. I can't wait to see what you invent next.
Okay, I think I'm going to be simple and sweet. I'm going to where's my spell here? A second level? What's second level? How much damage does that do? Ooh, that's not okay. So you see from the side of my arcane firearm, my rifle, a little metal disc comes out, and I pull it out and toss it underneath a little pile of the crystals, and
Okay.
I'm going to cast catapult at one that got pushed further back.
Okay, so at Omega. Mhm.
Yeah, and they have to make a dex save.
Oh no, Omega's not good at those. That is a 14.
Nope. Why does my dex say 21? Oh, my save DC is 21. Oh my gosh.
It's pretty high.
They did not make that. Okay, so that is 4d8. Let me hit cat so I don't. Take 15 bludgeoning damage
Okay.
from the catapult spell, and another d8 from the arcane firearm. Another 8 damage from the arcane firearm. And I'm going to hit them with a force ballista.
All right, go ahead and roll your force ballista attack.
Just to pepper a little extra insult in there, you know?
Her current AC is 23. Because
Okay.
shield is still active.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, wow. Maybe I should have glitter fired them, but whatever.
Goodness.
Oh, I rolled a 20.
So the force
No,
is
it misses.
Okay, yeah. So the force ballista hits the Zephyr Sight, and the Zephyr Sight just absorbs the blast, and you just watch as like a ripple of magical energy just around the room, like kind of like fireworks around the room through the chamber. At the end of your go, Omega is going to use a legendary action to cast a bolt at you because you just hit her. That's a 26 to hit. Which hits Abel. Where's my D10? There you are. That is 10 points of lightning damage to Abel as the bolt makes contact with you. All right. At the end of your turn, Abel, that takes us to the twins. Currently, you notice that being pushed back, that Alpha and Omega are more than 30 feet apart from each other. And suddenly there's just like this, like this energy that was connecting them recoils back into each of them. And each of them grows about a foot in height. And there's this crackling energy surrounding them. But they do take damage because this is happening. So they each, wow, that's high roll. They each take 17 points of damage. Because they're separated from one another.
Bigger they are, harder they fall.
Yes. So let's see what happens when they're... all right. So if you are within 10 feet of Alpha, I need you to currently make a a Constitution saving throw. So that would just be Marlowe and Saurus, and nobody's... What happens? Nope. So nothing. That's not Omega. Okay, cool. So if Constitution saving throw, Marlowe and Saurus.
16.
16. That it just meets. So you'll take half damage as suddenly like this that lightning energy that's like crackling around him kind of lashes out in your direction, and that's a very low roll on damage. So that is 5 points of lightning damage to each of you. As that energy kind of flashes out in your direction. separated from Omega like this, you kind of see that Alpha has kind of gone into a fury. So he's going to, he's not moving, he's just kind of turning to face you, Marlo. And he's going to make one Stormglaive attack against, or two Stormglaive attacks against you, and then he's going to whip around with the glaive behind him at Saurus for the third attack. So the two against you, Marlo, that is a 23 to hit, and I don't think this one hits. A 19 misses you, or is that AC?
Isn't it a 19 now? Because we talked about the AC bump,
is a
and
19.
then we decided that the AC bump is not in effect.
Yes, so that does hit. So both of those hit you, and then against Saurus, that is a 22 to hit.
That just hits.
Just hits. All right, cool. So Marlo,
I don't like the silence when you pass one dice.
that is 22 points of slashing damage to you, Marlo, plus 3 lightning damage.
Okay.
And then Saurus, that is... that's low. That is 15 points of slashing damage, Saurus, and 4 lightning damage as the glaives make contact in your directions.
Josh?
Yes.
Is he moving anywhere?
No, he's staying there. He just kind of like turned to face you with his strikes.
Perfect. So I just took Sentinel as the thing, and he just hit Saurus, so I'm going to attack him.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, go ahead.
I was looking through all of them, and I was like,
I love Sentinel.
I forgot that this is the best feat in the game.
Yes.
So good.
Sentinel combined with Polearm Master is
so
nasty.
good. Yeah.
Oh, I remember, Rob.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be a 29.
That hits. Yep.
All right. That is 16 points of damage.
16 points of damage. Nice. Fantastic. All right, cool. And then Omega is, you see the energy building up around Omega, and she kind of coalesces that energy, and you see 3 orbs, one that's kind of fire, one that's ice, and one that's lightning floating around her. And she launches them all 3 at Kaimana. And so let's see, Kaimana, yeah, that's a 27 to hit Kaimana.
Yeah, that hit.
Yeah. And then as soon as the 3 orbs hit Kaimana, they slam into him, and then each of those trace off, and one will hit Abel, and one Jury, and one Naginda, who's right there. So
Josh, can I try something?
yeah, sure.
Okay. So with my new blood curse that I took, specifically the one that's called I'm not stalling for time. Will I find it on my sheet? You can't say that I'm stalling for time. Okay, so who's in 30 feet of me out of those allies? First questions first. Is Omega within 30 feet of me? I think
Omega's within 30 feet of you.
Perfect. Okay, so I want to use my reaction, and I want this amplified. So I get to roll a D8 and subtract this from all of her attack rolls. On these clouds.
That sounds perfect.
Which
right.
means that I take 2 points of damage.
And then, so this is the first time you've activated a blood moon curse. What does it look like? Because you're no longer using blood magic to do this. What does it look like as you're activating your blood curse?
I think what it looks like is that a little bit of the like energy around Mar kind of like almost like glitches for a second, like it's shocked, like it's a little shocking, like, you know, and then that's the effect.
Nice.
Is this like spasm? Cool. So yeah, you tell me when you make the attack rolls and I'll roll the D8.
So against Kaimana, that's 34 points of cold, lightning, and fire damage.
Oh God, I can only absorb elements with one of those.
So Josh,
Yeah.
on this turn, if I do it amplified, it's against all of her attacks. So could I potentially roll? I don't know if that I could even get it down from how hard it hit Kaimana.
So let's say like each of these is a separate attack. So so the 3 and the 3 hit Kaimana or Jury Naginda and Abel. So these will be different, separate attacks. So that whatever 30, whatever it was, you can reduce that by a D8.
Oh,
So it's doing the attack roll though, not the.
Doing the attack roll.
Mhm.
So it was a 27. So go ahead and reduce. I think
Can I
that'll
even
still.
get that down?
I think
Kaimana?
that'll still hit Kaimana.
Yeah, you got to get it down to a 17. I don't
Yeah,
think.
so that'll still
No,
hit
I can't do
Kaimana.
that.
So that
Okay.
damage goes to Kaimana. The one against Abel was a 30, so that'll definitely still hit. The one against
Okay.
the one that you could potentially get is the one that hit Jury.
Okay.
Because it was only a 19.
Yeah, I can get that. I got a 6.
That takes it to a 13. So Jury, I think that misses you.
Yay.
So Abel, you take 14 points of lightning damage. Naginda takes
Did I roll for the one against Naginda?
the one against Naginda was like a 32. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I could have.
I
But
ro-
maybe
I rolled
it
like-
wouldn't be as strong.
I rolled 19s and 18s, and then
well, I
the
can try
one
my
against
best, Josh. I saved Jury. That's fine. It's worth
yeah,
it.
and then
Thank you.
Naginda takes 18 points of. Actually, he takes nothing because the one that hit him is cold, and you just see him like the energy goes to hit him, and he just like grabs it out of the air and redirects it, and it slams into the wall behind him, and he kind of steps forward. You cannot use my own weapons against me, beast. As the energy kind of just deflects around him.
And he's a little otter. That's so
He is a
cute.
little otter, yes. All
It's
right.
So cute.
All right, so Josh, all 3 of those hit me.
So it's one like tri-beam. So you can
Okay.
reduce the damage with absorb elements, and then choose which of those elements you want.
All right, so I absorb 9 points of damage.
Okay, so you can either choose lightning, cold, or fire.
We'll choose fire.
Awesome, cool. All right, at the end of their turn, it's
And
Arya.
how much damage was that? 30?
30, so it'll be 21. Arian's gonna step forward. Oh, I just killed Abel.
Oh no.
Abel,
no.
And they're crackling with energy. It's hard to tell what their things are. So let's see what she's gonna do. So you see her kind of activate fire on her blades, and she's gonna slap out with 2 attacks at him. But both of those will hit, and they surpass the shield threshold. Oh, that's good. 21 points of damage from Arian. All right, and you see like he's now dancing with this fiery energy. So you get the sense that water or cold damage would be amplified against him. All right, that takes us to Kaimana.
Yeah, I will shape change into a Deinonychus
Okay.
because I saw one at the fair that one time and studied its
did.
habits.
I don't have one, so I'm gonna go back to my old. You get to be an earth elemental, but we know it's a dinosaur.
I'm a dinosaur.
All right.
Can you point to me on the map real quick, Josh?
Yeah, you're right here. Omega is kind of near you, but surrounded. Or sorry, Alpha is
That's
near you
Alpha.
and surrounded, and then Omega's back in the back corner.
How many squares away is Omega?
5, 10, 15, 20, about 25 feet, 30 feet.
All right.
Mhm.
Okay, so I'm going to use Pounce.
Okay.
That he is.
So you can move at least 30 feet to a creature and hits it with a claw attack on the same turn. Target must succeed on a DC 12 strength saving throw or be knocked prone.
Omega is prone.
Sweet. And I can now make 1 bite attack against it as a bonus action.
With advantage because she is prone.
All right, so that is bite plus 5 to hit. Okay. Uh, 22.
That hits.
All right.
Shield will not help.
And what's the damage on that? It's 1d8 plus 3 piercing. Okay. Five damage.
All right, 5 points of damage to Omega. All right. Then that takes us down to Jury.
All right, I'm gonna Ray of Frost. Omega, probably.
This Alpha's the one that might be susceptible to
that's what I
cold.
want.
There you go.
Whoever's
Okay, yeah.
susceptible to cold.
Okay, cool.
I want to do that.
Yep.
I rolled 25.
That'll hit.
Let's fucking go.
So then the damage is doubled.
Oh, it's doubled?
Yeah.
Okay, so 22 damage.
22 points of damage.
And speed reduced by 10 until the start of my next turn.
Nice. All right. At the end of your turn, Alpha.
Wait,
go ahead. Yeah.
Sorry. I still have my sword active. This is the last
that's right,
round
yeah.
of sword active, so I can bonus attack twice with that.
Yes.
So I will hit with my sword. I'm still going to hit Alpha, I think. So
Okay. Go ahead
I'll
after
try
Alpha. 2 attacks.
The first one, 15. I don't think that hits.
That misses.
16. Damn it.
So the swords kind of go out, and then it flies back, and you feel it just kind of like rest back into the dulcimer at the end of the turn.
Perfect, thank you.
At the end of your turn, they're both going to use a legendary action. So this is 2. And you see like Omega just launches a bolt of energy that slams into Alpha's glaive as he's going to swing it. And he's going to make a spiral slice around him. So this will hit. So what I need is Mar, Arian, and Saurus to make strength saving throws. Arian fails.
Arian, no.
Saurus, what was your save?
17.
That is that's just a success. 17's the DC. Mar?
I rolled a 15 and it's a +2.
17 success. Nice. Good. And then Arian failed.
I just want everyone to know that I rolled 1 point higher than Kaimana, therefore Mar now has the best strength in the party.
That's
at
true.
a solid 15.
Mar is the strongest. So Mar and Saurus, each of you take so you take the full damage from the attack. So that's 10 points of slashing damage, but the force of the blast from the magic is reduced. So you take 6 points of what was it? Cold damage. Arian takes the full of that, and Arian's looking a little rough. All right, that takes us up to you, Source.
I have passed my limit break,
Ooh.
Ooh.
so I am. As one of my actions is an uppercutting kick,
All right, go ahead and make that attack.
and that is a nat 20.
Ooh.
Nice.
And so it does 1d10 plus 10 damage. And that is 17.
17 points of damage. Okay.
And now they must make a saving throw on a DC 18 con save or be stunned.
Oh, con's good, but I just rolled a 3.
Yeah.
So that's a total of 10.
So he is stunned.
He is stunned. So all attacks against him for the next round are at advantage.
Okay, I am going to continue pounding on him.
With advantage, go ahead.
Sorry, clicking back to my other sheet. Oh no, I forgot to add in sneak attack damage.
Okay, yeah.
You can't forget your sneak attack, Rob.
For massive 2. Oh no, actually, and second roll is 4, so that's a total of 6.
6, okay.
Nice.
And I did not double the D10 because I am critical, so let me do that. So that's another 4.
Nice.
So that's an additional 10.
Sweet. Awesome. Cool.
Sick.
And my second roll
He's looking rough.
I got a 6 and a nat 20. So
Uh-oh.
back-to-back nat 20s.
Fantastic. So the 6 will miss, but the nat 20 will hit.
So that is... is he resistant to cold?
So he was vulnerable to cold damage this round.
Which means what?
So he takes, like, vulnerable is like the opposite of resistance, so he takes twice as much damage from it.
Okay, this is going to be 4 times as much damage on the glove damage.
Yeah.
So glove damage dice are going to be these guys. So that is...
Also, Josh, I forgot to mention Omega took 9 fire damage from the absorb elements.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It takes 36 from the cold damage,
Brutal.
and it takes an additional 12 from normal unarmed attack.
How does Saurus take out Alpha?
What?
Nice.
He does the upper kick, and then he does the 1-2 punch, and he drives. I know he can't be knocked backward, but
Yeah.
he's kind of down. And so Source kind of hits him, so he kind of pops up off the ground, and then he hits it onto Bar's blade.
So the blade pierces through Alpha, and you just kind of watch for a moment, like they haven't said anything or spoken since they've arrived, but you just suddenly see like the grimace of like fighting and pain fade from Alpha's face, and it is a freedom as the life leaves his eyes. But the energy from Alpha suddenly like coalesces and it flashes over to Omega. And you see that like where Omega had already grown a little bit, she grows even more, and she regains some hit points from that. She was not too damaged already. And immediately there's like a manifestation, and she releases a spell from the death, and a spirit appears in the space and crashes down behind you all as a draconic spirit is summoned by Omega after the death throes of Alpha, as her limit break is suffering. And so and it's activated at Alpha's death, and so she's a little bit beefier now. All right, that takes us
I am going to use my movement
Okay.
to close to Omega, and then use Flurry of Blows.
All right, so you close down in on her. Yep.
And I
She's
can't
still
get,
prone, right?
She is, yes.
so that's advantage.
Yes.
Okay, 19.
That just misses.
I rolled a 4 and a 9, which after 2 nat 20s, I'll take.
That's fine. Yep.
You did your work.
You did. All right. I mean, that was
And
like
22 for the second Flurry of Blow hit.
that one will hit.
Okay. And that is going to do a total of 16 in damage.
All right.
I mark her so I can get what she's resistant to, vulnerability to.
So Omega is resistant. Well, her resistance is shift and change. This round she is resistant to fire damage. But she is and vulnerable to cold damage this round. She's also immune to being charmed, or she's
If
immune.
she is invulnerable to cold damage, in that case, she only took 2 from that.
Oh, okay,
hit.
2.
Excuse me, 7 from that hit.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah. And then, so Omega is immune to being stunned,
Okay.
but Alpha was not. He was immune to charm.
Okay, and I make it so that she cannot take reactions until the end of my next turn.
All right, cool.
So whatever movement I have left, I am going to move away from her.
Okay, cool.
Because I'm squishy.
Yeah, so you back up.
I'll go to the other corner where near the Zephyr site, away from the group, so we're not bunched up.
Hey, I'm squishy too.
I don't want two squishies next to each other.
All right.
They're trying to turn this into one gummy bear.
So Marlo, as you watch, like you kind of like move Alpha off, and like the energy absorbs from him.
I shake Alpha's dead body off my blade.
And the energy like from him goes over to Omega, and then the draconic spirit just like roars into life behind you. It is your go.
Gonna look at that. Look at Omega. Go to Omega.
Okay, cool. All right.
She's still on the ground, yes?
She is still prone.
Can I, I'm trying not to metagame. Would Saurus have yelled out that she's invulnerable to cold damage right now?
I think he would have.
Okay.
Yeah. You would have heard him cussing where he normally gets that frost damage coming off his gloves.
Perfect.
Didn't do anything.
So I'm going to skip the Crimson Rite for this round on the bonus action.
Okay.
But I will. Am I gonna do something else? Nope. I'm just gonna hit her 4 times.
Okay, go ahead and make your 4 attacks.
Nice.
She can't take reaction, so her AC is a 22.
22.
Sorry, 21.
21?
Yeah.
Haha, I rolled a 22. 22 on the first. 23 on the second.
Yep.
Natural 20 on the third.
Ooh.
And that's a 1 and a 3. So you get 3.
3 with 1 being a natural 20, so it's like you got 4. So
cool. Okay, so first attack is 12 damage.
Okay.
Second attack 16 damage.
Okay.
Third attack another 12. Wait. This is sneak attack. What am I doing? Stop. Everybody stop. I have to remember sneak attack. Okay. That's what we want to see from sneak attack. Hold, please. All right, 48 damage.
Okay. Fantastic. All right. So
I rolled really good on those dice.
At the end of your turn, Omega is going to use a legendary action to bamf. So she misty steps over this way, away from all of you. All right. And that takes us to Abel.
Okay, so she's right below
Look
me.
her up, Abel.
Yeah, she's right below you.
Oh, gosh.
Get her.
I think I want to, using my Forge of Minds gift, I will mind whip her.
Okay.
And just to make an intelligence saving throw.
That is a 23.
Okay. Attacking. So 5 damage. I rolled an 11, right?
Yeah.
And I'm going to glitter fire her. Let me see. Are we too cramped?
If you pop it in that corner.
Yeah, right in the corner.
Whoops, I killed Abel.
Oh,
yeah, you can get just her if you put it in that corner.
okay. I'll do that. So saving throw.
Or, I mean, you could put it beneath you and it would get the dragon and her, but it would also probably hit you. I mean, that's, you can fly up a little bit more and get out of the radius.
Yeah, can I like back myself up, or is that gonna opportunity attack for the dragon, or no?
No, she doesn't have reach. Alpha had reach.
Okay. Well,
okay.
Can I fly myself?
Yep.
Sort of back up a bit.
So then it's a dexterity saving throw from her and the dragon. She will succeed, but the dragon will fail.
All right.
Because that's a 22. You're 21, right?
Hold on. I don't think I can do that. Because those were 2 actions.
Oh, that's right. You can't do glitter fire and mind whip in the same round. That's right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I'm just going to shoot her with the force ballista.
Okay, go ahead.
Sorry, I'm not.
Hey, tried and true, baby.
Love the force ballista.
I'm just so new to this D&D thing. Oh, it's a natural 20 for a 32 total.
Yeah,
Yes.
nice.
Okay, so let me see. It's 6d8.
Doubled.
Okay, so it's 32 damage plus. Do I double the arcane firearm D8 as well?
Any dice that you roll are doubled.
Oh, wow, okay. 32 plus another 10.
So 42.
Yes, sir.
Nice. All right, good. All right. At the end of your turn, she's going to use. She's going to use her last legendary action, and she's going to, bam, and she's going to appear here.
Can I move away from the dragon now? Like,
yeah, you can. You weren't in his attack range, so you can move over here.
Yeah, sure. That's.
Do you want to move? You want to move this way?
Yeah. Am I clustered with anyone?
No, nobody's around you.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, cool. So at the start of her turn, the dragon is going to shift around Naginda. Jury, you can take an attack of opportunity if you would like.
Yeah, sure. I'll try a hit. Oh, 21.
That'll hit.
Yay. I rolled min damage for 3 damage. That's
3 points of damage to the
That's
dragon.
very cool.
That's good.
Yeah.
Good. And the dragon is going to he's going to fly up to you, Abel. And he's going to make 2 attacks with his claws, and then he's going to breathe fire into your face. So you need to make a dexterity saving throw. The first attack misses. The second one will hit. That's a 25. So, oops. So, Abel, you take 17 points of slashing damage. And then what was your saving throw?
I'm sorry, what type of saving throw did you say? I'm sorry.
Dexterity.
A 16.
That is a success. So you take 5 points of fire damage as this like burst of fire goes into your face. But the dragon, you kind of dodge a little bit out of the way. I'm going to pull the dragon down a little bit so everybody can still see the board. All right.
I think I reached my limit break.
You reached your limit break. So
Yay!
Where's my features?
Oh my god.
God, this just eating up. I've never gotten this low in HPS.
Oh my gosh.
I'm trying to think of when the last time Abel went down to fight was.
It's been
He ever has.
no, he did in the Rakshasa fight because the Rakshasa was targeting.
Oh, the
him.
Rakshasa like beat him up like
Yep.
before the
Yes.
round even started.
So
Yeah.
when I get to 15 HP or below, Force Ballista fires off a series of machine gun like blasted against targets of my choice within range.
Yep.
Okay, so I roll what? D4 plus 2. Okay, so that's 3.
So 3 attacks. Do you want them to go to Alpha or to the dragon?
To Alpha.
Okay, go ahead and make Omega. Go ahead and make 3 attacks against Alpha.
Okay.
Fan the hammer.
So you see like Anansi will grab the Force Ballista and fly like a little drone and fire. As soon as I find my ballista, I will be able to do this. There it is. 3 shots, so that's
This
18.
attack is called Fire Everything.
Ugh. A 20 and
So the 20 misses.
the 18 misses.
The 18 misses. Mhm.
Everything misses.
Oh no! So there's the 3 blasts go off, but they just kind of like slam around Alpha Omega as you see Omega is getting ready to cast a spell. Anything else, Abel, on yours? I think that was the end of your. Okay, cool. So Alpha or Omega is casting a spell, and you see she's bringing this energy together, and she kind of claps her hands in front of her, and.
Oh no!
Jury, Naginda, Marlowe's.
I'm gonna try to counterspell.
Okay. So
I'm gonna cast it at. I'm gonna pick a level
Okay.
because obviously we need to see if I pick a high enough level, right?
Yep.
What am I gonna pick? I'm gonna counterspell 4th level.
4th level.
So I think that covers spells of 4th levels or lower.
Okay, cool. So what I need you to do. Well, she's going to try to counterspell your counterspell. Hold on.
Oh my god, so rude.
Can she do that? Because can't she cast 2 spells in the same round?
As a reaction, she. Oh no, that's true. Yeah.
I think someone else would have to counter the counter.
That's true. Yes, she can. Yep. So never mind. So I need you to roll a d20 and then
so
add
if
your.
if it's a level 3 or lower.
Yeah, I need you to roll a d20 and add your
Okay.
charisma modifier
Perfect.
to it.
1 second, what's my modifier? It would be 15.
Let me just double check on what does it say. Let's see, counterspell.
Because it's
What the DC is.
is equal to 10 plus the spell's level.
It's a 6th level spell.
Damn it. Okay.
That was a very good
I
attempt.
tried.
All right. As she claps her hands together, I need a Jury, Naginda, Aryan, Marlowe, Kaimana, and
This seems excessive, Josh.
Saurus to make a. Hold on.
Did you say Abel?
No, you're good.
One person.
I'm really worried about you guys, but Abel can't take anymore.
I need you all to make Constitution saving throws.
No, Josh, why does it have to be that? Josh, why that? Oh my fucking god, I got a nat 1. Holy
Oh no!
shit, I
I
did
got
not
it.
say anything before I roll the dice.
I got a nat 20.
Oh,
Fucker,
that's a
you took it
success.
from me.
That's a
16.
That's a failure.
Cool.
Saurus.
I fail.
Okay, that's a failure. Aryan.
I rolled a 4. I'm not even going to bother trying to add.
Aryan also rolled a 4. So that's a failure for Aryan, and Kaimana rolled a natural 20. So Kaimana success, everyone else failed. So everyone who failed, you take 36 points of damage
I'm down.
as a fissure of gravitational energy slams down the chamber and pulls you all in. So everyone gets pulled in. So you watch Saurus's body kind of fly into the space. Aryan's also down. as they're there. Kaimana, you don't get pulled, but you take, what did I say, 35? So that would be 17 points of damage, Kaimana.
What kind of damage?
Gosh.
Yes.
So here's the thing. Remember when you and I said that I would have to do a new limit break, and then we didn't.
Oh no, we
decide
didn't
what that
decide what it
Wow.
was.
It would be active right now, so I don't know what to do.
Okay, how?
Real quick, Josh.
I
Yeah.
was thinking, can I
What-
propose one?
Yeah,
And then you tell me if this is good or not.
sure.
That the because of what the effect on me is if I still had if I didn't have the ring counteracting it, it would be the slow
Yeah.
spell. So I was thinking maybe it's the slow spell on attacker, maybe?
Sure. I was gonna also
makes sense?
either that or I was gonna suggest like a teleport to an attacker and make 2 attacks, but that either one works. Whichever one do you want to do? We'll lock it in place now. Which one do you want? Slow on an attacker or a bonus attacks?
I'll do bonus attacks.
Okay, cool. So as
That's
the
in character.
as the gravity fissure pulls all of you into the space, you watch Mar get pulled by the energy, and then suddenly like teleports to the person who attacked her, and you can make 2 attacks against Omega.
Okay. Am I in flanking with anyone on Omega or no?
No, Jury's just out of range.
Okay. That's a natural 20.
Oh, nice.
And then that's a 22.
22 just hits,
Okay.
so both hit.
Great. No. And then another one.
Another one.
You can counterspell even in a turn where you are casting.
That's
Because-
62 points of
Because the
damage.
reaction is treated as a separate thing from the turn. How
Mhm.
62?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. She is looking very, very rough suddenly.
As she should be.
Yep. All right. That is the end of the twins' turn. That's Naginda. He's gonna hop back this direction, and he's gonna just cure wounds at 4th level. That's 19 points of damage to Saurus. So you're
Oh my
Really?
god, he killed him!
You killed him.
so you
Do what
gain
now?
19 points. Naginda
You're
casts
up.
cure wounds on you.
Yeah.
Good. And then he is also then going to let's see.
Do I have 19?
Yes. Because he is an Empyrean dragon, he's going to use action surge again. And he's going to let's see. I guess he's just going to hit her again with the Scorching Ray. Natural 20, natural 1. It gives and it takes.
Boy.
And then the other one will hit. So the natural 20, and then so 2 of those hit. 18 points of damage from Naginda. All right, which takes us to Arian, who makes a death saving throw. That is a failure. Kaimana.
Yeah, I am going to. Arian's had 1 death saving throw.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. said Naginda's looking at Naginda. You said Omega's looking bad.
Omega's looking pretty rough. That's 62 points of damage or 63 points of damage. Brought her to the threshold.
All right. Well, Kaimon is a decent guy, so yeah, he's gonna drop his current form and healing word Arian.
Okay.
And that will be for 10 points of hit points.
Okay, cool. So 10 points goes back to Arian. Awesome. Juridan.
Wait.
Oh, sorry.
And I'm going to move my full 35 feet of movement towards Omega.
Cool. You can get up to there. All right. Jury, that takes us to you.
So as we get to my turn, I'm kind of like, I want to kind of like call out to her and see if she's like fully on Ahriman's side. So I just want to be like, hey, don't you think it's kind of bullshit? He sent you here to do this. This seems like it sucks now, right? We know you were an experiment, and you know we have sympathy for that.
So go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Sure. Right, this.
Jury uses attack of rationality.
I'm just like genuinely kind of like feeling that way about it. So, persuasion, you said?
Mhm.
That is a 27.
Okay.
I feel very emotional about this because I'm kind of making the source connection here, and I'm like, genuinely do feel that way. So,
so for the first time, you hear one of them speak. And Omega opens her mouth to speak, and you see it's almost like words being ripped from her throat as you hear the voice of a older gentleman. She is firmly under my control. There's nothing you can do about it.
ew, you suck. That's gross. That's really sad. Yeah, I guess there isn't much I can do there. I kind of look at her like I'm sorry about it, and I'm like, I feel like the best I can do is help you out of this. And I'm gonna like raise up my hand to cast. So I like to think my action. So normally Jury takes like the full time to do his action, but you see the surge of like sorcerer magic, and he casts Shatter as a bonus action.
Ah, quicken spell.
Using
Yay.
my meta magic.
Yes.
So you used your attack, your action to try and talk, and then
Yeah.
bonus action.
Yeah, and I feel like an act of
that makes
mercy.
perfect sense.
An act of mercy.
That's how we
So,
do things.
a con 19 check.
Okay.
As Kaimana said, we talk first.
That is a
And
natural
if that
one.
doesn't work,
A
all bets are
natural
off.
one. That's so like poetic for how this is going down. Takes 16 damage.
How does Jury do this?
I feel like there's like it's like a minor chord, like super like dramatic, and he like makes eye contact with her, and he's like, I'm sorry, and does it.
Well,
Right.
that's sad.
Like the energy slams into Omega and reverberates off of the walls of Zephrysite, and suddenly like the entire chamber is a singing crystal, and the energy kind of rebounding and building, and you just see for a moment as these words that were not her own leave her mouth, and then just as she's kind of knocked back, she looks in your direction. Thank you. And collapses to the ground.
Aww.
All right.
Yeah.
And with the fight ended, we'll go ahead and take a quick
Does the
10
Spirit
minute.
Dragon loop out?
Oh yeah, because that was she didn't have to maintain concentration because that's part of her her limit break. But once she's gone, the Spirit Dragon does go away. And we'll go ahead and take a 10-minute break there, and we'll be back with that.
Thank you, 10.
Thank you, Ted.
Thank you, Tom.
Right. All right, so welcome back from the break. So as Omega collapses to the ground and you all begin to breathe a sigh of relief, Arian stands up after being healed by Kaimana, and Saurus, you can rise to your feet as well. But a quiet descends the chamber as slowly, like almost like a death song, the final notes of the shatter begin to fade. Roll a wild magic tree.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Oh, yep. Oh, great. I got 14.
14.
What does that give me? Something thematically inappropriate?
No, not thematically inappropriate. You regain 5 hit points at the start of each of your next turns.
Let's go. That's sick.
Wait, for how many turns?
For 3. So you can you regain 15 hit points, Jury.
If it was like 30 turns, I'd be like, oh, Jury's walking in front for the next like 2 hours.
Wild magic is sick.
Yep. All right.
I'm gonna chug a potion real quick.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm out of hit dice.
I'm gonna use the healing dagger that I made.
Abel's just stabbing himself.
I am out of hit dice. I am out of
No,
potions.
Abel, stop. Try therapy.
Dude,
Abel was a cutter.
Ugh, guys.
So let's see. So Naginda will cast Mass Cure Wounds.
I got 12, which takes me to a 13, by the way, everybody.
Oh no.
I was at 1
Nice.
HP.
Oh my
Oh
God.
my god.
I was going to heal on my next turn. I had a shit ton of potions.
Yeah.
I was going to be fine, but
I got
like...
12 uses of this, so I'm gonna do 2 more 2d8 plus 6. 2d8.
You all regain 13 hit points as Naginda casts Mass Cure Wounds.
Thanks,
Beautiful.
Naginda.
Thank you, Naginda.
How much is 13?
13.
All
Did,
right, I'm at like half.
Did Alpha and Omega have bodies, Josh? Or did they like...
They have bodies, so like they're like, and now like out of the throes of battle, it's easier to see that these are 2 individuals that were at some point probably human or something similar, but you can tell that like the stretching of their limbs, like there's parts where their skin kind of splits and their muscle shows through. They have these enormous like dragon-like heads that stick up there. Their minis are just super fantastic. That's up
so
close.
cool.
Wow.
But it's very clear that the transformation that they underwent was not as pure and not as, because Saurus's was the more perfected version of the transformation. But they are both laying there with like an odd smile on their face.
I want to move them to be beside each other.
Okay, cool.
And,
So you
and
do
I'll
that.
say my prayer, Alyssia's prayer.
I will say that was a really great move, Jury, because as you begin to move them, you start to notice that energy building up in their bodies. They were about to go nuclear. Like that was my next.
Jerry being a good person.
My next description was going to be hearing the like lightning crackling around their bodies. But the moment they're next to each other, they begin to, like that energy coalesces again, and then it disseminates, and it just like the lightning energy from them like hits into the Zephyrsite and then just up the Zephyrsite as the final note of the shatter fades.
Oh no.
Wow, my boy is so precious. All right, he'll put them together and then say a little Alyssia's prayer over them and everything.
Awesome, yes.
I want to hand Saurus the healing dagger if he needs it there.
What does
So
the healing dagger do?
2d8 plus 6 cure wounds.
Okay.
There are 10 charges left in there if you want to just spam it.
No, I think there's a chance we may need this one more time, so I'll take 1 charge worth.
I need it.
Oh, Mars form drops back to what is now the new normal Mar.
Yeah.
Cool.
Um, Still the blue hair, still the brown eyes, still
Yeah.
buff, but not blurry and transparent, just
And-
like a full.
And a little sluggish in their movements for a little bit and then
Right,
regaining.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like you
yeah.
fix up the slow spell.
Yeah.
Kicked in a little bit.
Abel,
come
I
on,
need
if
that
you-
stick. Abel, I need that stick and poke when Source is done.
I'll toss it to you. Oh, sorry. Oh,
Ah!
well, actually, that's
It's the one
Someone's
time where
too used
no.
to like throwing projectiles and like, oh no.
All right, so there's like
left.
all right, 9 charges. It's a D8 plus what?
2d8 plus 6
All right, so I'll try.
because it's a second level.
Gosh.
I'll use 3 charges then.
All right. So there's 6 left. Just have to keep track of it.
2d8 plus 6 plus 12 plus 18.
I'm about halfway.
Yes,
I'll
me
take
too.
that.
Seems like-
While you all are healing up, Naginda kind of walks over to the bodies of the twins
Mm-hmm.
and is just kind of looking at them. He stands about 5.5 feet or so, and he in his Lutrinian form, and he's just kind of looking over them. And you can just tell that there's like anger and frustration on his face as he's looking at these two individuals.
I will walk up to him and very briefly tell him what Ahriman does.
We've been asleep for so long, our children have strayed. I can't imagine what Sumat will do when she finds out how Ahriman has been perverting nature.
I just nod.
Thank you, Ticket Takers, for putting them to rest.
It's what they deserved. A respectful death.
You can tell that he's not at full energy. There's definitely some like sluggishness to his movements. That he hasn't fully regained from his sleep. But he is he seems to be almost like in a prayer stance and is kind of moving and kind of blessing these two who have passed here.
Mm-hmm.
Naginda, what will you do now that you are awake?
Well, I think that you mentioned that there was somebody that we should take care of within Suvanar, or the city of Azalor. And then I will go to my brothers and sisters, gather them together to see how they're faring. Take note of the way that the world is now, and where we can be of the most service. Is there any place in particular where the powers of evil or shadow are gathering?
I tell him about the veil in the light hold and that whole thing.
And the profane citadel where Ahriman is.
Yeah. As much as Ahriman is a danger to himself and others, the veil seems to be the most urgent of concerns. I will take my brothers there once we've regained a little bit of more strength.
And be cautious. The Feywild is closed right now, so the veil is a little stronger than normal.
He kind of like, when you say that, he like reaches up and kind of like moves his hand, and you just see like his Lutrinian paw connects to something in the air, and he grabs it and pulls it down. And there's just this crackling ley line of energy that just appears into his hand, and it's just like juddering all around in his palm. He releases it, and it kind of vanishes back into space. The wild magic is flowing. it has nowhere to empty. Hopefully the Feywild do not keep their doors closed for long. It only benefits the Veil.
Yeah, hopefully. They can sort out all that bullshit that they're doing.
He looks
Am
at
I-
you with a
I'm
knowing
sure-
glance, but yeah.
I'm sure, yeah. I'm like,
Mhm.
he's like, you have wild magic. Like,
Yeah.
looking at me, like, and I'm like, yeah.
The way Jury said it, like in my head, I heard, sorry folks, Feywild's closed. Bard up front should have told you.
Yeah.
Will you be safe now?
Yes, I will make sure that we stay out of any direct danger until we've regained most of our strength. I do not feel like the denizens of Azalor will put up much in the way of danger. But when you are about to shatter someone's way of life, they sometimes put up a fight. I feel like if I'm in danger, it is good to be surrounded by you all.
Do you know the way out of here? Because we like came through there. Is there like another way?
Yeah. He says. He
I
says.
love the timing on that.
Yeah.
Sorry, it has to
Moment
be
of
said. I've been.
silence.
Jury's
Yeah,
like, do I gotta
yeah.
fly up there again? I don't know.
Yeah, sure. Unless there's any kind of investigating of the chamber or
I would like to
the
look around.
twins.
Yeah.
I'd like to check
grabbing
out
of
the-
Zephyr sight.
There's a lot of Zephyr sight.
There's some loose Zephyr sight here, but again, like this whole chamber is just like mostly just like a solid
Block of Zephyr
like a
sight?
solid block of Zephyr sight. Like this is an egg of Zephyr sight, and this is just kind
Can
of
you
like the
imagine
center
the,
point.
the magic you can work
Yeah.
down here?
I mean, your mother.
Mm.
So if you want to investigate the space, if you want to investigate what was on the twins,
I'm
that is-
going to investigate this.
Twins.
Yeah, I'm going to investigate the space.
Okay, Marlo, make an investigation check on the twins. Come on and make an investigation check on the space.
And I'm assisting Marlo.
Okay.
Can I assist Kamana?
Yeah, so Marlo, come on and make with advantage.
With this dome, I just picture Orisha in Nuevia and Archmage. What's her name?
Lunaria?
Oh, Lenari
Lunaria
Mistweaver, yeah.
In this
Oh.
place, and them tag teaming on some spell.
Yeah. Mhm.
It's like, oh, that would be nasty.
Mhm.
That was a 14 on the space, Josh.
14 on the space, and then Marlo on the twins.
20.
20. On the twins, there's not much on their person other than like their armor was natural but was magically augmented.
Yeah.
They do. I mean, you do have the Stormglaive that Alpha was wielding, and then the staff that Omega was wielding.
I mean, I'll just grab them just in case.
Yeah, which to be really fair, Mar can now wield the glaive if Mar would choose.
Wait a minute. I can wield a glaive now.
I feel like with your strength score you can, and so
Yeah.
that would be like an optional like backup if you would like. But Abel would need to
Probably not.
identify.
I'm probably going to sell this for a shit ton of money, but
Yeah, Abel would need to
Yeah.
identify both of these, but yeah.
cool.
What's the staff do?
Does Abel
Please
take
come
the
on in.
time to identify them?
Identify.
Okay. So
My little investigation
Yeah.
goggles.
So the Stormglaive is a +2 glaive, and it does 2d12 slashing damage plus 1d6 lightning damage.
Jesus.
Yeah, It's
Pretty
beefy.
big.
Yeah, it is very rare. The staff is, as you're casting Identify on the staff, Abel, you get information when you identify about the origin of an item. This staff is, the original owner of this staff was one Ahriman, the archmage of mysteries. And this is a staff of dunamancy.
Cool.
Wow.
Which is
What does that mean?
What's that mean?
Magic, right?
That's what his son
Oh, yeah, I know.
was head of in
Yeah.
the.
Mhm.
It's like a gravity.
Gravity, time,
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
Mostly gravity.
There's chronomancer.
But dunamancy is the magic that Ahriman created, and that then Victor or Volmir Rylus then continued the development of. And so it is. Let me see. Let me see. Oh, staff of dunamancy. I know it gives fortune favor. It has charges, and it does.
Oh wow! Yeah, it says 10 charge.
10 charges, and then it does. The spells are fortune's favor, pulse wave, and gravity sinkhole.
I could see Jury doing some damage with that.
That would be a. Can you wield staffs, Jury?
I don't wanna.
That would be a pretty powerful.
I don't.
Oh, you
I
don't
don't,
want.
I don't do staffs. Give it to the little otter man.
Hey, a stick.
He can attach it to his other stick.
Yeah.
I got so many sticks, you guys.
You do.
I
Don't
just see
you?
him just binding them all together, just
Yeah,
rotating and
exactly.
grabbing onto the
I've
one
got
that
like
he
a
wants.
log's worth of sticks now.
Like those pens where you click the different colors.
Kamana, as you're investigating this space, it's for the most part, it just seems like it's a solid crystal space that you find like 5 or 6 pieces of loose zephyrsite that you can pocket or hand off to Abel. But the pool where Naginda was kind of curled up asleep, you do notice that there's a dull glow coming from that. And when you get close, the glow is coming from runes that are carved into the surface of the stone itself. And it's, when you get close to that, you realize that like there's a little bit of light bleed, that every surface in this chamber there are runes carved all throughout. It's just that the light from the pool reveals them. They are in Celestial.
Well, I don't speak that.
It's like the one language I don't speak.
I think it's the one language the group is absent.
Can anyone speak angel?
I think I have.
You could just ask Naginda what it means.
Me and Abel
No.
both have comprehend languages too.
Yeah, Naginda can. He kind of he says, "This was once the chamber where Suvanar's energy slept before it was released into the form that it took before they fought the primals. The runes carved here are about the origins of the gods. The third moon of Alyria that traveled once vast distances through the astral seas and different planes of existence, and finally arrived here and shattered and gave birth to the gods and rained down into the space that would eventually become the planet of Alyria. So this was once in the stars, and now it's deep under the ocean."
Are there more chambers like this scattered across the planet?
Most of the religious temples have a chamber such as this underneath them. The religious power of the god manifested in each of those places. I would imagine that's where the dragons went to sleep for the most part. One such chamber is currently housing Caiaphas under the temple of the gods in Anavir.
Like he's like locked up.
Yes, the gods themselves turned into locks, as it were, when they sacrificed their being and locked the chamber of Bellinor with Caiaphas inside. But with any luck, there may be a key.
Is there anything is there anything in the water, like, or just the runes?
No, there's a few Empyrean dragon scales that kind of sloughed off in his sleep.
Yeah, but that'd be weird.
It'd be weird to take those.
I just picture Kaimana picking one up and then running and then boogie boarding.
That's like picking up someone's hair off their pillow, man. That's really weird.
Yeah, no, it's
boop, boop, Empyrean dragon scales. But other than that, no. Yeah.
Atwood, can I take Kaimana off to the side for a second?
I mean, what's stopping you, honestly?
I would take that's what I'm doing. How do you have reincarnate right now?
I might have it prepared. No, I do not. Sorry. Give me a day. I can get it going.
You see Jury look over at the twins. I don't think we have that kind of time. It's fine.
Well, I mean, as long as I have a toe or something like that, I can do this just saw Chase's face.
That's a wild thing you just said. I don't know why you expect me to react normally when you said a very unnormal thing.
You're not there.
That was not Mar reaction.
That was
a weird
Jace's
thing
reaction.
to say. Okay, is reincarnate? How many days is it? Is it
That's
10?
like the shit
10,
Source normally
it's 10
comes
days.
up with.
Yeah, 10 days. As long as it's if we just take something, then
I think you only have enough of the materials for one casting.
What kind of materials is it?
It's
I need rare
oil.
oils unguents worth at least 1,000 gold.
Yeah, and I think
pieces.
when you raided Yakuzi's lab, it was you had enough for
I had enough
one.
for one.
Yeah.
Could you substitute a bunch of Zephyrsite?
You absolutely could.
Yeah, do we want to just stay here for a day and I could bring them back
I
tomorrow?
would very much like to go check how the Seafem Empress and the rest of them fared up there against the twins.
Come on up. Let's take a respectful piece of both of them.
You could just put them in a bag of holding.
That feels less respectful, I think, than somehow chopping off the finger.
Yeah,
huh?
can you come on?
Josh, could I put both their bodies in the
No, we're not putting the whole
in the
body.
handy
That's
haversack?
They would not.
Worse.
They would not fit in the handy haversack. They are pretty big.
Can you, in your druid respectful way, take a little bit of them, and then we will take enough Zephyrsite. I mean, I shattered in here. Did some of the Zephyrsite
Yeah, I mean, there's enough. Let's see.
I can spend. Yeah, if you want.
Go ahead and roll a luck check for me, Jury. So roll 2d20s and give me the one that's furthest from 10.
Kaimon just grabs a hammer and walks to the wall.
You said which
Can
one?
I flash of genius to help you
Which one's
with that?
furthest from 10? Yeah.
The furthest from 10 is only a 7.
Okay. So you find enough Zephyrsite to probably power half of a casting.
Would
So
flash of genius add anything to that?
No. This is just the luck check of how much was broken from
But
the
there
casting.
is more Zephyrsite loose back in the city because they
lab.
had some of it lying around, so we could probably collect the rest of it
All right.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah, we could just start stealing people's necklaces.
Yes,
The-
I would like
the
to
thaumaturge
request-
had a whole
Yes.
basket of it.
I would like to request that we make this
There-
happen, please.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I
Let's
think so.
do that.
So
Yeah.
if we're
Because-
going back to the city, well, don't we just bring their bodies with us? And
I
Yeah.
think
We don't need to. We don't
you only
need to
need
haul their.
A piece
you
of
need,
them.
you need a
We
piece
need
of
the
their body. Yeah.
pinkies or
I'm
something.
gonna go over
I'm not
and
chopping
use my
anything off.
dagger.
No.
and-
Here's what happens. Kaimana goes over to one of the bodies and stands over it and kind of shields everybody from what he's about to do.
I did say to do it respectfully.
Yeah, he is, but you all definitely hear a bone crack.
Oh,
All right, cool. Cool.
sawing noise.
All right, I told you to make it happen. I have the Zephyr sight for half the casting. All right, thank you.
Okay. All right. Anything else in this chamber?
No, I'm good.
No, I think we're good.
Naginda says, well, if you're ready to go, and he kind of holds out his hands to each of you.
Like Lutrinian partners.
Oh, I want the little paw so bad.
Yeah. So like he takes like Kaimana's paw and he stands like 1.5 feet taller than Kaimana. And then he takes each of your hands. And then he kind of exhales for a moment and then releases, and you just feel this energy kind of flow through each of you, and you're taken out of this space, and then you appear and you are at the surface of the temple right outside the entrance doors. And here you see there are people tending wounded. There are individuals kind of running around. There's 20 or 30 bodies off to the side that are covered with fabric. And you do see the Seafoam Empress kind of walking between the spaces and saying prayers over the bodies, and people are talking to her as each of you arrive. And then with your arrival, she kind of turns. Oh, you all made it then. Did everything go the way that you had hoped?
More or less, yeah.
Better.
We defeated the attackers. Is there anything we can do to help here?
No, I think that our healers are dealing with the wounded, and we lost many, holding them back. They broke through the line, and just a few made it into the chamber, but the leaders... You have a new compatriot?
I looked at Naginda to kind of see if he wants to like go for it or if he wants us to like cover for him.
He kind of says, just a guardian of the temple, long asleep.
He ain't lying.
She kind of nods. And so is the dragon safe?
Yes.
Good.
No one has to roll deception.
No. We will continue to hold here. I had hoped to go with you to Azalor when you returned, but I feel like I need to stay with my people and make sure they're all right.
Feel Azalor needs to change before you go back. Change for the better.
Of course. Are you heading to wake them up?
Yes.
That is the goal.
Good.
And I think the temple still needs to be protected, but no longer at all costs.
Yes. Well, we will repair what we can and then head to the Blight. If you can waken the city and you say that there are some there that are willing to fight, we will go as a contingent. This is as much our fight as anyone else's.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. She kind of like looks over each of you, and then there are people kind of waiting to speak to her. But if there's anything else you'd like to talk to the Seafoam Empress about, or
I just kind of like move towards her so I can say this without being like overheard by everybody.
Okay.
But I would just say to her, like, I think your brother would be very proud of what you've done here.
I think he would be honored that you are fulfilling his legacy.
I'm honored to walk his path.
She nods and kind of turns back
Josh?
to yeah.
Insight check. When she saw Nagina in Lutrinian form, did she react like he was an odd-looking Lutrinian? And what I'm basically is because he's a foot and a half taller than Kaimana.
You make an insight check, yeah.
You just be like a basketball player.
And I roll
Really
a natural one, so Kaimana is the only other Lutrinian I've ever seen,
Yeah.
so I
Yep.
have no basis for this
Yeah, I mean,
comparison.
she didn't. I mean, you don't have any idea about that. Like what she's definitely. It was odd that you were walking with somebody new, but you can't pick up on that part. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. From here, where would the ticket takers like to go?
I think we should go have
it's
a
our way
word
back.
with someone.
What time is it?
So the Seafoam Empress, if you ask her, she can tell. She will. Believe we're on the surface. It would be around 10 o'clock at night.
Well, did we want to try to bring them back down here or on our own up top? Do we just want to grab some Zephyrsite elsewhere and bring those two back?
We can grab it from the thaumaturgy, which is, I think, where we're headed.
Yeah.
Because they have a shit ton, and they don't deserve to have it.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
And while they're asleep, it's probably easier to get it now.
Mhm.
Yep. We're all on the same page then. Okay, cool.
All
Well, and then I'll ask. I do want to ask Nagina if he has some kind of way to get us in close to the that thing we were making all the saves against, the dreamers.
Mm.
Do you think we'll need Zephyrsite to bring them back from their sleep? Like, are we using our supply of Zephyrsite for the reincarnation? Or am I giving the DM another plot point?
No.
It's more
Naginda, answering kind of both of your questions. I don't believe that the sleep will be an issue. I think that I can counteract the effects. I also saved just enough power to deal with the problem there.
Perfect. Then we don't need to wait.
Okay. He kind of like looks in the direction of the Seafoam Empress, and then you just see him kind of stare out into the ocean for a moment, and then suddenly like a pod of dolphins just swarm into this space, which is weird because like they were definitely more surface dwelling animals, but they appear in here, and each one kind of swoops down and goes next to each of the ticket takers.
Grab a hold of a fin.
Yeah.
Whee!
Whoa, magical.
And you all take off through the water with the dolphin's aid as the Seafoam Empress is kind of looking like definitely not just a Lutrinian. But you are zooming away, like pulling away from the temple and the dim bluish light of the temple beneath you, and in the distance the lit city of Azalor. And you kind of swim through, and he guides through to a space around towards the entrance core, and he kind of gets up to one of the glass chambers, and he puts a hand against it, and you see like a portal kind of open within it, and he passes through, or he walks through, but each of you can follow, and you find yourself like on the dry feet in the farming district of Azalor, where Kaimana had been before, and he closes the portal behind him, and the dolphins swim off back up to the surface.
It's like a Lisa Frank sticker book.
It is.
Y'all don't know how much Chase have murdered to ride a dolphin like that.
Yes.
But you arrive back into Azalor, and you make your way back through the city. And Nagina just tells you to stay near him. If you get too far away from him, the effects of the sleep may take hold.
Kaimana is like glued to Nagisa.
But as you're walking through this farming space, you see people asleep in their farming gear, hose in hand, just kind of asleep in rows of vegetation that has, oh my God.
It's a different hoe.
I mean, it might be both. It might be both. And here,
Farming's a hard life.
Yeah.
Like, you imagine you got caught in the middle of some wild shit. Like.
Here, the vegetation has long, most of it long dead because it has not been properly cared for in the last 50 years. But there's just like the scraggly remains of dead trees and things. But you guide with Naginda's aid back through the city into the thaumaturge space. You arrive in the workshop area where Abel had done his initial kind of interview, where he revealed the truths of Zephyrsite to one of the people of the thaumaturge. And so this was the space where the Zephyrsite was, if you want to search for it before you make your way deeper into the thaumaturge.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay, good. So Abel, go ahead and make an investigation.
Picks up several chunks.
Well, we'll have to find the box. But Abel, see if you can find the Zephyrsite box. Break an investigation check, probably with advantage because someone's going to help you.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be helping because this is my quest.
Investigation of 21. Is that going to help?
Oh, then yeah, that's good.
So 24.
So you find like up on one of the shelves, you find a basket and you pull it out, and there is what was that? Is it a 6 or a 9? As a 6. You find 600 gold worth of Zephyrsite in a box.
600.
All right, I think we're set.
Fantastic.
That will be enough for the reincarnation of both
right
of
now to see if I can tell that he wants Zephyrsite of his own.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
And then Saurus, if you're trying to deceive or hide it,
No, I'm trying to find little bits. And then I'm going to take the handful of it up to Abel and say, I don't know if this will work or not, but could you embed these in the fists of my glove?
I can
so that I
definitely
can basically get an amplified hit and burn some if I needed to do a super punch.
I can definitely work that into the gloves.
Yeah.
Yes. Do I need to cut or reshape them at all?
So these would be rough cut gems. So you'd need to cut the gems, and it would take like the gloves aren't designed to hold a gem. So it would take time working on the gloves to like configure them.
This would be something that happens in downtime.
Yeah.
I mean, worst case scenario, you're punching someone with a rock now on top of the regular glove damage.
It's like just the Thanos gauntlet, just like all right. So you find the 600
project that I work on.
Yeah.
As soon as I have time.
All right. But anything else in this chamber that you want to try to find or look through or investigate here in the thaumaturge when you don't have to deal with the people of Azalor?
Josh, when we were going through the garden, any stuff that was any like large trees or plants that were growing without help that were still alive?
So there were none because they have to use create water spells to create enough fresh water to water all their crops.
Okay.
And they have like the artificial sun is still going, but nobody's been tending any of the crops.
Is the artificial sun, I was just curious, is it on the same path as like outside?
Yeah, so right now the moon is in the sky, which is for everybody's interest about to be a full moon.
Mars just kind of, while you guys are all looking for Zephyrsite and doing some stuff, Mars I think just like sitting like perched on a leg somewhere, just kind of looking at the sky. Just kind of having a moment.
Yeah,
that's beautiful. That is beautiful.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Also, this will be the canonical bit where we gather all the items. We have them in the real world now. I'm sure during our shopping trip.
So the Yeah, so like that's fine. So you have all of the elements of the things that your rug and your all of the items that you purchased and things like that.
Sure.
All right.
All my clams.
I'll just take some time to investigate the space while Kamana is preparing for the spell. If there's any cool
No, I gotta wait a day.
He has to wait a day for it. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
if there are any cool like notes on spells or equipment that they've been engineering, just kind of look through.
Okay. Go ahead and make an investigation check.
Sure. I can do that.
Can I look for like anything they're hiding in here?
Go and make an investigation
Some
check.
hidden shit.
For hidden stuff.
27, 27.
27.
If there's
I
hidden
love how
shit, you
you-
probably just found it. But
Yeah. So Abel, as you're looking through all of the materials and things that are present here, there's any number of like just very common like magical items here. You do find 2 greater healing potions and 1 potion of invisibility.
nice.
Yeah. These were ones that had already been done. Like you can tell that there were other potions that were in the process of being brewed that have long since just kind of sludged and dried out in the bottom of beakers and things. You do find a vial of something that you don't recognize. And there is also several other like magical ingredients. One that you do immediately recognize, which is the powdered dust of a unicorn's horn.
Oh, wait a second. I can cast these today. Well, no, I have to rearrange my spells. Never mind.
Yeah.
I forgot what I said.
Yeah.
So the unicorn horn is important because you know that that's one of the necessary ingredients for the spell that you're supposed to cast to get the demon's true name, if you still wanted to do that.
Yeah.
And you have a vial of something that you don't recognize what it is, other than that it is blood.
Unicorn horn, dolphins. We really are on a Lisa Frank.
Hey, I summoned a unicorn. Not to be don't
Yeah.
forget that part too.
Round unicorn horn. And you said there's some spell components?
There's a bunch of very interesting spell components here, but the 2 that like really stuck out to Abel was the blood and the unicorn horn. There's also some feathers.
Feather? What type of feathers?
You can cast identify on these things to figure out what they are.
I will do. Or will Kaimana know with his...
He can try to make a history or a survival check on them, or
Animal-
a nature check. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you bring me, Abel?
I'll bring you... Well, you do have a history of brewing potions, which is something that I lack. I show you the blood potion and the feathers to see if perhaps you know what they are or where they've come from.
Those are feathers.
Obviously. Do you perhaps know what species they came from?
Oh, okay. Yeah, hang on. So I'll make a nature check, I guess.
Yep.
15.
You know enough. You can't tell what the blood is, but you know enough about the feathers that they are not bird feathers.
These aren't just any normal feathers, Abel. I hope
Oh.
you're sitting down.
I'm not, but go ahead.
These are
Standing
not.
right in front of you.
These are not bird feathers.
They are. Okay. Oh, wow. Much insight. Yes. Okay.
That's pretty insightful.
Incredible.
Using nature, that's pretty insightful. They are not.
You came to Kaimana for answers, not necessarily for knowledge.
Yeah.
Can Soros
Is it
take a look? Because
true?
he's got a little bit of nature knowledge, and also he's been
Yeah.
in a laboratory with odd shit
Yeah.
being experimented on.
Go ahead, make a nature check.
Actually, Josh, can I roll different for the feathers and the potion? Because I want to try rolling medicine on the potion.
So that's not a potion, but you can roll medicine on the
It's
potion.
just blood.
It's just blood.
It's a vial of blood.
The roll that would help you on this, on either of these items, would be a religion roll.
Oh.
It's a
I got
dirty 20
great
from
fucking
nature.
religion.
So Soris, what you realize is that also these are not bird feathers.
Can I get in on this?
Yeah, you can. It's a like if you can roll religion. Yeah,
I rolled a 23 on religion.
Marlo.
maybe.
Sure.
26.
26. So
They
Abel
aren't bird feathers.
Abel and Marlo, these are very specifically the feathers from the wings of a planetar.
Oh fuck.
There are 3 of them. They are angelic creatures. Mm-hmm.
From their demonic angelic mixing.
What?
So as soon as Kaimana said they're not
Yeah.
bird feathers, I guess it would have clicked. With me.
I could have been a platypus.
The blood, Marlo, when you grab it, there's still some of your training about how to recognize fiendish and devilish things. This is the blood of a demon. Specifically a Garistro.
A wizard's test.
A Garistro.
Garisho demon blood.
We needed that?
We've dealt with that before.
You needed a Garistro. You need Garistro blood and the unicorn horn for the spell. But these 2 items being in this place, you get the sense that those would be the creatures that were summoned to be killed
so
to
this
create.
is how they're summoning them.
Yeah, to create the divine rebus. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And we need
sounds
those
like
things. Could we cast both spells?
I'm pretty sure that's an eatery in New York.
I was about to say it sounds like a coffee shop in Seattle.
Oh yeah, the Garistro.
I'm pretty
So, Josh, what else do we
That
need?
just sounds like a non-binary name.
Yep,
Anyway.
Garistro.
So what else do we need on our
because
checklist for the
Unicorn
demon?
horn. Oh no, we already have unicorn horn dust.
Yeah.
Unicorn horn dust and
We have the
Garistro blood is what you
Garistro
need.
blood
Yeah.
now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's everything we need for it?
That's all you needed
Are
for
there-
the spell to determine the demon's true name. Yeah.
Incredible.
Or the
as
devil's
group,
true name. Yeah.
Could we perhaps cast both the spells to find the demon name? And
You
to resurrect?
remember that the spell has to be cast, and then when you kill the demon, its true name is revealed. Yeah.
So we have to
I'm gonna
confront
want
them.
a little rest before we try that.
Well, we're not
We're
anywhere
nowhere
near the
near
demon.
the demon.
The demon is with what's her face? Or
The devil.
that's
Devil.
right.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
I will be precise. Devil. It's a
yes,
devil.
devil.
Yeah.
Don't fuck with
Devils
that.
and demons
fuck
don't
it
like
up.
that.
I got really mad when I said that, remember?
Uh-oh. I
Oh, he was so
wrote that
fucking
we already
mad.
had a pouch of unicorn horn dust from your koozies.
Oh, that's right. You did. Yep. Mhm. So you now have
So
2.
we
Yeah.
have extra unicorn horn dust.
So you could use it to make a potion or something if you want to.
He was making his own rebus.
Josh, did I
Or
find
is that-
anything hidden in here?
So the only thing that you find that is hidden are the notes of Maester Athanor. There's a false cabinet. When you open the cabinet and with your investigation, you can tell that the cabinet doesn't go as deep as it should based off of the layout of the space. And you find the hidden compartment. And when you open it, it's a small library of handwritten journals that are all Maester Athanor's journals.
Oh, that's going straight with me, baby.
Mhm.
Uh-oh.
Okay. There's 5 or 6. So 5 or 6 research and lab notes from Maester Athanor.
Cool. I turn to the group and I go, I'm going to destroy these.
Yeah, that's fair.
Cool. I'm gonna start burning them.
Wait.
Abel.
Oh.
Knowledge is never wasted.
Abel, no,
information
Abel.
we could use against Ahriman.
You want to create a divine rebus against Ahriman?
No, but if we know perhaps where they're getting their supplies or other people involved in their planning that may have been detailed in those books, there's no way that I would dare deign to create a divine rebus, but there still could be clues that we could use
Mar,
to undo the organization.
Mar,
Yes, Kaimana.
tear that shit up.
Mar,
All right, I have one for wait to
Yeah.
destroy it and one for destroy it right now. What are the others' votes?
I've always liked fire.
I know. I could have guessed where you were going to go.
I vote we should read through it first, take what we need, and then destroy it.
Yeah, fine by me. I throw it in the my bag of holding,
You can
so I can skim over them later.
you can like flip through them and
Okay, I'll just flip through them.
yeah,
Speed read.
five
or
of
anything.
Yes, that's all I asked,
so
yes.
5 of
I
them
got you.
very specifically outline spells, potion creation, some like artificing elements. One is just Maester Aethenor's journal.
Oh, is there like any
Juicy-
embarrassing incel
juicy
shit in
bits.
here? That's
it's
the vibe I get from this person.
not a personal journal so much as like I mean he's like very scientific and just like kind of laying out his days and things, but you did
Mhm.
roll so high on your investigation that something does stand out to you, because there's a whole section where he talks about a meeting that he had
Mhm.
before the city, so it'd be more than 50 years ago,
Okay.
where he met with 2 individuals, one of them being Ahriman. I'm trying to find the name of the other person. Hold on. Where?
Also, Mar, when I stopped you, I used the control flames cantrip to just pull the fire off of it.
The other is Valeria Highwind, which is
Oh yeah, she was supplying the devil blood.
which is very weird to you, because Valeria Highwind, the way he talks about her is not as the leader of the Tidewater Syndicate. You have a person here with you who could provide you more detail and information about her history, but 50 years ago is a really long time for Valeria Highwind to have been involved with Ahriman and Maester Aethenor.
I, out of no context to Aryan, I go, what does Valeria Highwind look like?
Oh, she is about probably in her late 30s, early 40s. Beautiful woman.
Uh-huh. Cool. All right.
Odd
Do
request.
not follow up.
Odd. Yes.
No, it's just this journal says that she was alive and well 50 years ago.
Well, that definitely seems improbable.
Not impossible.
Very true. But what they were talking about was the acquisition of rare magical items, specifically celestial and demonic in nature, or devil in nature.
Okay.
Does it talk about exactly how they were getting those items? Were they just summoning those beings themselves?
Yes, Ahriman had provided the summoning spell that they were using to summon in the celestial. He also built the summoning spell for the demon, the Garistro. But somehow Valeria Highwind just showed up one day and had a case of Garistro blood. Which, if you know, like Garistro are like very high-ranking demons.
Yeah, that
Like,
devil kicked our fucking ass.
they're very powerful, very strong. And so, like, for her to just have a bunch of the blood lounging around is a little weird.
Can I make like some kind of like history check to know if like this sound, like if there's something that she could have done related to the demons to make herself like, or the devils.
Yeah.
Like if a pact with them could have made her like
live
immortal
longer
or expand her
Sure.
life.
Yeah. Go ahead. Make it'd be a religion check or a history check. History because of your training. Yeah.
I'm gonna take religion, and do I still get advantage because of the blood hunter thing? Because it's related to.
I mean, your training,
say-
you trained. So like that training aspect still exists. So like there's like, yeah.
So I'm rolling with advantage, and you can't stop me. That's a dirty 20.
So yeah, I mean, there's definitely like, you know, that devils are very much like Fae in that they like to make deals. And it would be very possible for someone like Valeria Highwind to have made a deal with a devil that gave her some kind of magical boon or something that extended her life. It would also help explain where she was getting the demon blood, because the devils and demons are constantly at war with each other anyway.
Right.
And so there might be that. Yeah.
Do we know where's Valeria Highwind currently located?
The last you heard is that the Tide Warders were sailing towards the Blight.
Okay. And we have Aryan Squall Eater.
Yeah.
With us.
Who is not a Tide Warder, but used to work for the Tide Warders.
He has connections to the Tide Warders.
Yeah, I mean, it used to be a Tide Warder, but is now a privateer. Yeah.
We're by ourselves, right? It's just the ticket takers and
our
Yes.
friend.
Yeah. And I mean, there's like
And our-
sleeping people in the corner, but yeah, it's just you all.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And Aryan's with us?
Yes, Aryan's with us.
She's there, yeah.
She fought the whole battle with us.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if I thought like she went off some. I don't know.
No, because I mean, like she's waiting
No,
until
just
like
talk to her.
her people are awake before she goes off back with the Seablade crew.
She's like, all my friends are asleep. This is awkward.
Yeah.
You think after all that we've been through, Aryan would be perhaps open to keeping an eye on Lady Highwind?
They're not connected anymore.
I mean, but they
Highwind's like rise to the leadership of the Tide Warders is the thing that drove Aryan out of the Tide Warders, because Aryan was in the path to become the leader of the
but
Tide
are there
Warders.
connection? I get well. Then I guess no. My thought
I
was
mean, we
at
could
least there's-
hire her maybe, but I don't think she'd just do it.
if she were to show up, with the Tide Warders, it wouldn't be so like, why is she back here? You know what I mean?
No, I mean, like they
not.
work with the Tide Warders occasionally. Yeah. I mean, like
Yeah.
the fact that she was hired by Valeria on behalf of Ahriman. So like,
Mhm.
like the whole getting into Azalor still came through the Tide Warders as a hire,
Mhm.
which was
So if she
ultimately
were-
like an a priori hire thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So she would
Listen, I converted her, okay? She's like cool now. Right?
Yeah, so if she were to go back and play, information broker for us.
I got a
Wow.
plan.
Yeah.
I rolled a natural 1, which means that your passive insight, Mar, would pick up that the question about the age of Valeria Highwind
Mhm.
is eating at Aryan more than it seems like it should.
All right, I'm gonna put the journal down now that I realize I've caused her distress, and I'm gonna go over and be like, "Hey, I'm sorry if that was like weird. Is that? Sorry. Is this something you're thinking about based on what I just said?
You just made me think about something that odd stories from enemies thrown about. There are
Mhm.
those within the Tidewaters who like to say that Valeria may not be entirely human. That she seems to fight like a dervish on the battlefield in a way that only one with far more experience would be able to. She's able to wield powers and abilities that a standard human would not be able to. Perhaps. I don't know if that would help in your research.
No, that is excellent information. Thank you.
I have no love
Could
for her.
she be
So.
the devil that we're Could she be the devil that we are trying to track down?
Her rise to power was when the Tidewaters began to partner with devils.
Could explain where she got the blood so easily. She could just get it from her own veins.
Josh, I'm sorry. Can I do a check to think that is there a possibility that Alyria Highwind is the devil that we are looking for?
Yeah, make an intelligence check.
Make a smart check.
That would just be a bastard thing for Josh to do. So yeah,
I know,
check.
because I'm like, God damn it, that's so genius. I wonder if he did it. That is a 20. No, what was this?
Intelligence.
Intelligence. I rolled a 19, so that is a 21.
It would be incredibly poetic for the Queen of a priori to be partnered with the King Ahriman, who despises and hates all devils, and for that devil to be using Ahriman in order to enact her own desires of bringing the veil into the realm. Mars conspiracy brain definitely lights.
I'm keeping the journal. The journal's not getting burned. The journal's getting delivered to one Mr. Armand.
I was about to say, this was Abel and Judy were right point here.
Just put one in our column. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, we get to have one here. The science
Drill
bro.
on.
Damn it, Josh. What a good fucking
Science
twist. God damn it. That's so good.
So fucking good.
He's not going to put a random journal in our path without it meaning something.
Well, you guys, I mean, you found it. That's the most important thing. But also, I mean, like, that clue is, I mean, the thing that hits you, Mar, is that the devil that you found in Feldspar that you thought was the one you were looking for kept saying, no, I work for Alyria Highwind. It was just like they kept like going back to who the overarching like leader of that was.
Mm-hmm.
Like not I made a pact with Alyria Highwind. I work for Alyria Highwind. Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Love that.
Yeah. Okay. I'm putting this with the other evidence that I have collected in my folder. That is the Tide Warders work with the Devils folder. Hey Ahriman, hey Ahriman.
Along with the Yusef journal snippet.
Yeah. I'm just waiting for like Mar to
I already blasted Yusef's ass. So I'm holding back on him for right now.
Yeah.
But if he tries it one more time with me, he's getting burned by Ahriman. So
what was Yusef's thing? I forgot.
Yusef was like, I'm cooler than Ahriman. And
Yeah,
I'll take over Ahriman someday.
And he's been very erratic, so I'm going to be the king.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Yusef also thought he was going to become the king before Ahriman did, so it was like this whole thing.
Yeah.
So,
Yusef says if he tries me one more time. I don't need to do that, but I can.
Yep.
Just
That's
saying,
in my back
Yusef
pocket.
is just frequently second choice, apparently.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Damn, get his ass.
Mhm.
Anything else in this? I mean, like, you guys have kind of shaken the chamber. I mean, there's like any amount of random tools and things here that you could find. Probably not like any, and there's a lot of common magic items, but nothing that would be like earth shattering or game changing.
You do notice that like Mar doing all this investigating is like a little more clumsy with it when they usually are. Because usually they are relying on heightened senses that they no longer have. So they're like really going like having to take a little bit more time with it right now.
Jace, it's like we say stuff and you're like, what did you say? You didn't hear us quite right.
Are any of those common items perhaps useful for the rats or Amanira?
Oh yeah, I mean, there's any.
Oh, I'm giving the glaive to fucking what's his name? The mortar, obviously. Duh. Okay.
Mortar could have the glaive for sure.
Mortar's getting glaive.
Let's see. I mean, yeah, like the
Chunky boy with a glaive. That's
I
gonna be
will.
nasty.
I will go through the magic items with you, Ronnie, and you can just pull the ones that you feel like would be useful for the rats, and then you can pass them on.
Or
to the
even
rats.
to send back eventually to the Adventuring Guild as bonuses for joining the guild.
Yeah, you put your hands on about 10 or so common magic items. And so we'll go through those lists and then you can decide which ones you want to keep. You could also sell the other ones.
And I'll put them in the chat to get insight from everyone else.
All right. Anything else in this chamber?
Let's go do what we got to do.
All right. So you lead Nagina deeper into the thaumaturge, down the long steps and through the deep hallways out onto that open bridge above the clover pool below you, where the 3 dreaming diviners lie within. Now that you are close enough to it and can see, with the spell of the magic not being able to take hold on you, you can see that the pool of divine rebus is very low. In the dream space, it was up to the top of the pool, but it's probably down to the lower quarter, and the diviners aren't even floating in it anymore so much as they're just kind of laying at the bottom of the pool with the remnants of the divine rebus there before them. Nagina kind of glances around. Who is responsible for this?
Point at Athenor.
Okay.
Bitch.
So, and yeah, Maester Athenor is like off to the side of the pool. He's not in the pool itself, so he kind of points down at him. Shall you deal with him or shall I?
I think perhaps your justice would be...
I've got some ideas.
Source?
Ahriman is very interested in like the wall and the ceiling right now.
Source will jump over and go down to him. Take a strip of cloth and bind his fingers so they can't move. Take another strip, bind it around his mouth. He will cast light on him, and then he will pull a tether.
Oh.
So you all watch as Maester Athenor vanishes asleep from this space before the sleeping spell can be broken, and is gone into the Shadowfell. Nagina shakes for a second and stretches, and then you see him slowly.
I hope it was okay.
It was quite.
I think we know the answer to that.
I think if you are going to play with forces that you don't understand, I suppose your judgment should come at their hands in the end. Those of the Vale that he has cursed will deal with him.
My plan is, it's like, he's going to drown, the light's going to attract the deep sea fishes, and they're going to eat him.
The Shadowfell fishes, yes.
Yep.
So Nagina kind of stretches out, and you see him begin to grow and change, and as he pulls back into his elongated draconic form, and he focuses his energy down and releases a gout of energy into the center of the chamber, and it rushes up the walls that are kind of onion shaped up to the top and then burst out through the top. And you just feel as every ounce of what's left of the divine rebus begins to evaporate with the force of this blast of energy as it is dragged up and out of this space into the stars, or into the ocean beyond. And suddenly you feel a burst of energy that kind of flows out. And in that moment, each of you catch like a flash of every potential, like in your brain, moments and times of past and present and futures, and just catching a glimpse of a potential a battle or a you in your older age, you when you were a child, like all of these divining energies tear through you, and you feel the ripples tearing through the rest of Azalor. And then he shrinks back down into his Lutrinian form, kind of catches himself on the side of the bridge. And he's watching, and you're all watching as well. And then suddenly you see one of the diviner's eyes open. And they sit up and look around. Naginda turns back to you. I think Azalor has some work to do now, doesn't it?
Thank you.
And that's where we'll pick up next week.
Yay!
Diviners didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
Wow.
What a sesh.
And I thought up what's his name's in about 7 or 8 sessions ago.
Sure.
It's like, I'm going to break off from the group. I'm going to get Jury to distract Abel and Kaimana so that they don't see this. And then I'm going to sneak off and do this on my own. But it's just like, actually, my original intent was to find the blood vial that was magicked.
Oh, yeah.
Not look at, stick that in him, then bounce him over. So it's blood drained, drowned, eaten.
Yep.
He's
No.
not coming back from that.
No.
Big
Maester
restraint.
is gone. Yeah. But the city of Azalor is awake.
Yay!
Yeah.
Let's go.
Awesome.
Yes, this is going to be